live, and I was going to talk about my situation that I'm going through. And check it out. Support me any way you can, what have you. Because I've been telling you that I want to come clean. I want everybody to know, like, what my situation is, and etc., etc. So, okay, currently I'm in a vulnerable point in my life. I have been beaten. I have been SA'd, intimidated, and made to fear for my life. I never thought that I would be in a position like this in my life. Um, looking back at the nights of the abuse and the SA, and then the fire, parts of me wish that I did die in those attacks. But now, 100% of me wants to live and fight for justice. So this is exactly the reason why I'm doing this YouTube channel live, making awareness and what have you. The abuse that I received really took a toll on me, emotionally and physically. The emotional scars, not by just my abuser, but by other people as well. Like, I've been told to basically cover up my wounds. Like, I have wounds, stuff that are still trying to heal, because it makes other people feel uncomfortable, which really kind of sucks crap, but that's just too bad. One of the things that I've written down on here is, I'm a beautiful person. I have a good heart. But when people tell me I look diseased, and, they look at me and they make me feel horrible, it just breaks me apart. And then with my scars that I carry, that are on my legs, my back, my stomach, my arms, my hands, once again, my abuser has control over me because he made me look deformed and scarred. And it makes people look at me differently and judge me. It's just really, really hard for me to deal with this, because, I, I'm just a good person. Like the put downs, the control, the gaslighting, have definitely put me in a state of depression. When I try to resolve issues about my abuse, I'm questioned. People act like, oh, that couldn't have possibly happened to you. They don't believe it because they've never gone through it. And people who have gone through abuse, domestic violence, SA, everybody's experience is different. Some are more violent, some are more tragic than other people's. And nobody should ever compare. And I'm going to say this on here. Nobody should ever compare the violence from one person to another. Each of our experiences are all individual. They're all individual. We feel pain differently. We have emotions differently. So nobody can ever say that your trauma is wrong, because it is not. It is your trauma and how you deal with things. I was in a transition house where I ended up getting bullied by another woman. Um, you know, they just made me feel less of a person. Um, Without giving out too much of the information, but, they would take food to their room so that I wouldn't touch their food. And, you know, staff would say, oh, well, this, that, and the other, like, you know, just deal with whatever. Hi, Lenny. I'm just telling my story. You've come in at 6 minutes, so I just wanted you to hear it, I guess. But, like the put downs and controls, gaslighting, really put me in a big state of depression. And when I tried to like resolve issues within myself, within my situation, um, like I said, it gets questioned. People act like, yeah, whatever. I can't believe that this would happen on BC housing property. Um, and this made me feel like a complete, utter frog in a blender. Um, I feel alone as I really don't have anyone. It's just me and my cat, and y'all see my cat videos and the crazy cat lady I am, but yeah, it just is what it is. Um, and my cat, she's right here. Hey, hi, meow, whatever. She's like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Um, it's just me and my cat, and I have to protect her because she does not deserve to have to go through all of this. I do not feel safe. I do not feel supported. I try my best to get resources, to get help. I think I might be getting a little bit ahead. Um, but no matter how many people I reach out to, I have just learned that I need to take care of myself and, you know, you know, not rely on anyone. Because what I know now is that I have to take care of myself regardless of what people say they will do to help me or not. So, the everyday fight that I go through is real. Things only started to get worse after I was diagnosed with multiple life-threatening illnesses. And that created, multiple barriers for me. And after my heart attack in August, just put bricks on a wet paper towel and waiting for it to break. This includes, an emergency move after the fire happened. Um, and, a building that I'm afraid to go back to because of what has happened to me with the violence, the arson, the sexual assault, the violence, stalking, harassing. It just goes on and on and on. And just recently, I was threatened by one of the guys that lives in the building about coming back. And the guy who said it, made me just very fearful because there were 4 women in our building that were found unalive. And I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to, there's just 4 women, 3 from the lower floor and 1 from right across the hall from me. So I'm afraid that that's going to happen to me. I have told my story to hospital social workers. advocates, police, portfolio managers at BC Housing, etc. But they just say, write a letter. So I write a letter, I file it with housing, and my portfolio manager gives me unrealistic expectations. Basically, option one, to either walk up and down stairs in an unsafe apartment, especially when multiple doctors say that it's not safe, and I am told by my portfolio manager, well, you can just leave your mobility devices in your car and try to walk up and down the stairs, even after a bloody heart attack. Makes no sense, but this is the mentality of some people. Then option two is to take a smaller unit away from my supports, my medical team, in a building that has cockroaches. I'm sure some of my earlier videos will show the cockroaches and the grossness of the building, and how I ended up leaving it cleaner than what I received it in. And this building was, well, it wasn't the building, it was the suite, was not accessible to my disability needs. And now I'm homeless. Like I said, I'm in a transition house. I'm, just asking for anybody to help me at this point. And then plus, I'm still paying my rent at the other suite. So they're taking money away from me every month. Like, they just took another chunk of money out of my bank account, which really kind of sucks. And I'm paying for rent in a building that I have no access to, or I would be in a Target in. I started to drink. I will admit this. I'm very proud of myself for my achievements. But over the couple years that this was happening, I started to drink a lot. A lot. And it was very heavy. It was just something that I needed to get away from. And for almost 5 years, I was drinking. It was 4, almost 5. But now I've been sober for 5 months. Today is day 162. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for being sober. I'm proud. But yet, oh, well, you were an alcoholic. Oh, you're probably like a bad person. No. And that becomes another thing that gets held over my head all the goddamn time. Is she's a drunk. She was a drunk. Oh, how long is this going to last that she's being sober? And I will tell you, I only drank to escape the pain that I was going through. It was hard to be attacked and be hurt and have to be silenced by people that you thought were there to help you, but they weren't. And drinking to get through the day was one of my things that I just had to do. And I am not going to be ashamed of it. And the person that tells me, sorry, I'm watching my cat. She's now coming over here to, hello.
Hi, it's your
But,
phone.
drinking to get me through the day. But it only made me sicker and sicker. And if he did not hurt me, or the abuse did not hurt me, or end me, the bottle surely would have. And it was like, there's a song, I think it's by Alison Krauss. She put the bottle to her head and pulled the trigger. And that's how I felt. I felt like I was playing, you know, Russian roulette with alcohol. So, because of My drinking. I lost a lot of really good people in my life, and you know, to my drinking, the pandemic, old age, a lot of people passed away, and so my huge support network that I had um, was dropping like flies. Like it was just crazy. And, you know, the last straw basically was I got this one here and it keeps tickling my neck. Was my grandmother. She passed away. And she was my world. This woman was like, she's the one who taught me how to fight. Like, if I didn't have my dad and my grandma teaching me how to fight and be a strong woman and a warrior, I don't know where I'd be. I probably would not be here at this point. So, you know, like I said, like the last straw was when my grandma died and my aunt sold her house. The one place I knew all my life was that I had safe refuge there. And now it's gone. And it's somebody else's home. Um, Now, all that I had for 54 years of my life is just a head full of memories. Memories. That's all I have. And, you know, I basically, you know, the place that I had that I could run back to all my life, or even just have somebody hold me like my Baba did, um, is gone. And now I am officially alone. My devastation is real, and it makes me feel anxious because it's gone. It's gone. Like, it's gone. And if I could have afforded to buy it, you know, Vimy Crescent would have been mine. Like, I would have bought my grandparents' house, but I live in poverty, and my dream will never happen unless I make it happen. Um, but I just need a miracle because this triggers me, and trying to cope and heal is so hard for me. It really is hard for me. And I'm fearful of all those things that are affecting me emotionally. Is this normal to cry this much? Is it normal to worry this much? Worry about my housing, you know, being single with no kids, you know. Well, my cat is my kid, so y'all know that from the crazy cat lady videos I have. Like, where would I be able to go, you know, if things got too cold in my car? If I have to live in my car with her? You know, I can't find a place, you know, that is, you know, safe enough, because living in your car, you're out there, you're exposed, you're, you know, a target. And this is dangerous. This is a very dangerous time in my life. And I feel like I'm being forced back into an abusive relationship. I feel that the situation that I'm terrified of is the BC Housing portfolio manager doesn't seem to give a crap or care about this fair. And she tells me that I'm frustrating. She writes it in a letter. You know, I'm being childish, and, you know, with thinking that I can live in BC Housing endlessly, etc., blah, blah, blah. It's sad how she talks down to me and gives me the silent treatment, because it's when I ask her for help, she's less than sincere, and she makes me feel very unsafe and unheard. And this is quite embarrassing for the BC Housing and the CEO of BC Housing, because the CEO should be, holding high standards and making his portfolio managers accountable for their actions. And with all my fight, I'm going to ask for her immediate resignation. I'm unhappy for asking for this because it's not me. It's not. I'm not the person that says, "Oh, fire somebody. You are fired." But I'm unhappy for asking for this, but it is a must to protect all other vulnerable people, not just myself, but all other vulnerable people living in BC housing, and keep them safe from violent predators living on these properties. If they commit one crime, they should be evicted. They should be gone, period. Um, what this portfolio manager, I'll just call her KG, um, her initials. I don't want to say her name because I don't want her to sue me, because that's just how she is, a very litigious person. Um, what KG has done does not match up with their mission and vision statement, sorry, of BC Housing. Feel free to Google it. I mean, it's pretty powerful. And how she's behaving does not align with that. Um, please, I encourage you to Google it. These professional conflicts that I'm having with her are the reason why I've made this channel. I want to expose this type of behaviors and intimidation of people in powerful positions, like the portfolio managers of BC Housing and the CEOs, that are probably unaware of what is happening and what she is doing and what she is not doing to help me. I will not lose my home in a power struggle with somebody who can afford a regular home and does not have to, fight for a safe place to live. This is a pattern that repeats itself time and time again with her. KG seems to take her actions or frustrations out on me and other tenants in our building by calling us frustrating, telling us BC housing is for newcomers and for women with children, blah, blah, blah. She even made comments about me being barren. I'm 53 years old. You know, yeah, would I have children if I could? I would love to have children. But, it's an unrealistic expectation. And for somebody to throw that in my face, that I can no longer have children, is really hurtful, because I had cancer at one point. I have a tumor now in my stomach that I'm waiting for surgery. And it just really hurt me that she said that. And it caused me to have an anxiety attack. And that's why I went out of the office. I said, I'm having an anxiety attack. I need to have some privacy. Um, I went to go breathe, and then she came out and said, if you're going to act like a child, you're not going to be treated like an adult. And then made jokes as she was walking away, and they're, ha ha ha, and they're all laughing about it and thinking it's funny. Well, I don't think it's funny. I don't. Um, she even made comments about, like the newcomers, like I said. You know, these comments were made in front of one of my advocates for City Reach. I was downgraded from a one-bedroom apartment to move to a bachelor suite, which really is not fair. Um, so the one bedrooms could be given to families or single women with children. And I have the view having a child is a freaking choice. You choose to have children. I didn't choose to get medically ill. I didn't ask for all of these things to happen to me because of a medical illness. It's happening to me and I can't control it. So it's not fair to be discriminated against the way I am. And this was all done in front of the advocate from City Reach, and being downgraded to something smaller that's really not livable is not right. And KG refused to help me, and then the power struggle was on. Um, and it's happening. And if I wanted it to or not, it's just going to be what it is. And I have to be submissive and be bullied by her because she's in the power. She told me who's on this side of the desk. So to me, that's kind of shitty, but, you know, um, no, I'm not going to stop talking about her because I have to get this out because, you know, when these videos are going to be reviewed, um, she's going to have to be accountable for it. And the advocates stated that, it's important that I get this out so that somebody can actually see me, um, like talking about it, and then they're going to confront her. So, but like I said, KG knew I had limited community or family connections and basically nowhere to go. So this is why I was only given those two options. And this made her job a lot easier because it was a very difficult choice. And even if it put me in an unsafe position, she did not really care. And taking one of these choices could definitely, or both of them, could result in dangerous situations once again. And I'm not prepared for that. You know, like I said, the portfolio manager made offers that she never followed through with. Never allowed me to see any of the units that were available. Never made arrangements to make clear out of, to clear out my apartment after the fire, to get ready for a move, put boxes in storage, have the insurance money that was supposed to be given to me months ago to be able to buy new furniture, clothes, etc. from fire damage. Never had a person come in to make sure that I was safe during the pack up. She just wanted me to surrender my belongings and give them to 1-800-JUNK and basically go away. I was not prepared to do this, and I never signed anything over to her giving her consent to do so, as I'm still paying rent for that suite from my paycheck. And the worst part is I was never notified of people entering my apartment. It's like she's supposed to know that she has to notify me, but she did not. She posted notices on a suite that I was not living at, even though she moved me somewhere different. Um, and the PPM knew that I was where I was, basically, because she's the one who put me there. And she put me in the respite suite in another BC housing building. So it's not like I just vanished. Like, she knew where I was at. And I had email. I had the, emails, phone records, letters that I've sent, registered letters, so she knew. The only place that I refused to give her the address to was when she was demanding where I was at. It was the transition house that I was at, and it is a confidential address, and I signed an agreement that I would not give out any information, location, address, etc. The PPM wrote me a letter like a few days later after knowing that I was in a transition house, accusing me of still being in the suite. And I have that in a letter as well. And even though she knew I was already in a transition house, she still accused me of being in the suite, which is kind of weird because I have documentation that I wasn't. It's these type of actions that she has that shows she is not present in her job and acts the way she wants to. Like, is it not the responsibility of the PPM or the portfolio manager um, to make sure that when somebody is leaving a suite, that it's clean, it's sanitary, it's, safe and the keys are returned or whatever? Neither the PPM nor the building manager were present on November 5th, 2024 to check out the condition of the apartment, take the keys, the laundry card back, lock up, make it secure, and what have you. So I made a video. I left them all in the maintenance box. I took videos of the clean apartment, me returning the keys and the card, as I know how she is and her gaslighting ways, just to cover my own self so that I wouldn't, get charged for something that was not my fault. For months, like, she knew that I was afraid of to tell anybody what was I was dealing with, as the portfolio manager kept threatening me with ending my tenancy, and I was afraid to speak up. Well, look at me now. I spoke up, and this is the situation that I'm in, and I'm expected to endure this abuse of power quietly. Well, I'm not, and I have people that are willing to help me now. Um, During all of this, I just realized that I'm a lot stronger, holy crap, than I thought. And moving forward in life is what I really need to do. And I will not allow her to dull my bright side. I won't allow my attackers to keep hold of me. And I hope to change a toxic, broken system to take away the stress that women like me are, facing every day. And housing should be a human right and not be held over your head by employees who can afford market rents. But people like me who rely on subsidized rents are forced into homelessness. And to keep ourselves safe, we are living in our cars. We're, in hiding. Housing is one of my big barriers that I face every day. And I have no safe environment, to be in. And once my transition stay is over, I don't know where I'm going. This distrust of a system really breaks my heart as I'm worried about how I'm going to make it on my own. This is an unhealthy way to feel. And this is unhealthy to feel like this, always living in stress, made to feel disconnected from everything at times. I don't have energies to focus on or do basic daily duties. As you can see, for some days I don't brush my hair. I just feel like crap and I just want to stay in bed. I can't, you know, I can't heal if I'm not able to, you know, What are you doing? She's so funny. I'm not able to heal if I can't get closure and resolution. I am so embarrassed that in my life, at almost 54 years old, it has taken this type of turn. I think that if I didn't give the money that I had, you know, to this person, or I didn't do this, why did I sell my home after losing my husband? Being kind and helping family members who refuse to give the money back. I could have bought something or put a down payment on a new place. But then I think, no, no, Sheri. No, no, thank you. Stop thinking this way. As that is not you. That is not the person you are. And that's not you. And your kind heart and your spirit that was given to you, you were meant to help someone. And soon, somebody will help you. You will see that I think of others more times than I think of myself, which is, good, but it's kind of crappy. And, the karma and dharma will reward me somehow, some way. Um, I'm just so tired of living in poverty and being judged and how it affects me. How much I've lost in the process and how terrified I am for my future. Aren't I at my age supposed to be successful, ready to retire, instead of being a timid woman who's insecure, walking on eggshells, not to offend or upset anybody, who feels like she isn't good enough to have housing or safety that is safe. Like, it just, I feel like I'm not good enough for people. That is my problem. The uncertainty of what's around the next corner shakes me every day. I need to affirm every day that I am not alone in this. I am a survivor. I survived. And I will win if I keep trying to slay this dragon. I need to take back my self-respect, my self-esteem, releasing years of built-up fears, getting back my sleep schedule, just becoming Sheri again. And even though I'm emotionally fragile, I dig deep and find my strength to fight, to look for supports, tools to root my life again. My plans are to make sure that I am able to heal fully. Fully. I'm going to deal with my health issues. I plan on going back to school, to look for a part-time job, all while living in my new home. I say my new home because I will get that. I will get a new home somehow, some way. It's just hard because there's no subsidized housing for people like me with no kids or not yet a senior. Yet. Yes, I feel like my life is starting over, and with the right help, I can have a new beginning, and I can stop being depressed and down and become happy and secure again and be 100% confident. After accessing various resources, networks that deal with supporting women like me who have no options, it's very important to know that there are people out there that care about me. And that gives me hope and reassurance that I can get out of this slump. So, if any of you want to contact me, you all know that my email is helpingsheri, HELPINGSHERI, at gmail.com. And this is my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Sheri Willis 8445. And I encourage you to subscribe and support me in any way that you can. I just really... Oh, you're back, Lenny. I thought you left. But I just, want everybody to know that watches this, that I'm going to come out a survivor. Like, regardless if I have a house or not, I have a car and I can travel. So, anyway, everybody have a beautiful day. I'm going to... Oh, honey, you can leave me. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You need a Guinness. A Guinness and a coffee. But I want everybody to know that I'm going to be okay, and this was my story, and this is what I promised that I would tell. And I know, like, a lot of people are concerned about me telling the story, but, you know, I want her to be accountable, and that's all that matters. That's why I didn't name names. So, have a good night, Lenny. Get some sleep. And I will talk to y'all later, and you can see my little shorts. And I'm gonna do another one pretty soon with Serafina, and she's like laying here on my foot right now. She just finally went to sleep. Is this not cute or what? Yeah, free foot pics. Wah! Sorry. Yeah, so she's taking a little sleep. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna go make some more coffee, snuggle into bed, and get ready for tomorrow. But I just wanted to also say that I did have a couple really good meetings with people today. So, oh, you're having trouble? Oh no. Well, that's horrible. But yeah, so I basically talked to somebody in legal, and then I talked to a lady who's going to get me the housing support, and she's going to get me a letter tomorrow, and just things are coming. Lenny is my other account. Oh, okay, so yeah. Feel free to subscribe, Mr. Lenny. Lenny. Anybody who is wondering about Lenny, he is one hell of a man. He is, a great person and just makes me smile. Oh, here's Lenny. Lenny. I have two Lennys. Lenny with his tongue sticking out, I think. Um, so now Lenny. Elsie and Lenny are now going to be both moderators. So Lenny was my first moderator, and then Adam was my second, Vin Julian was my third, and now Lenny is my fourth. So anyway, yeah, so I'm just grateful for having really great friends and really great people, and people I haven't even bloody well met, and they still are supportive. So thank you. And applying for this rent subsidy, maybe I can get myself a market rent place and get something that I will be safe in until I can save up enough money that I can buy my own place. All right. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Make some great choices, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye. Good night, Lenny, or good morning. And if it ain't Scottish, it is crap. I don't know if you've ever seen that video. It's kind of funny. So, yeah. But have some haggis for me and have some oatcakes and have like some of that Guinness. Like, I just like, ugh. And have a great day. So, good night, good morning. Bye bye. Auf Wiedersehen, adieu. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day. I'm kind of being goofy. I'm so tired. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. I can never turn this off.